Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this video on this beautiful planet. I appreciate the support. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Wanted to give you another video, a window to my thought process on how I do a technical analysis breakdown, my checklist that I go through on Bitcoin, Bitcoin's dominance, Gala versus Bitcoin. We'll go over the Hbar play that happened, and then we'll end it with XRP. First things first, this is not financial advice. This is just a window to my thought process. This is for educational purposes only. Like we're just chit-chatting at the bar, cuzzy. So first things first, a little background real quickly. I've been doing technical analysis for now almost 17 years. My birthday is in March. I was taught this process in the beginning by my father, who was an options trader for literally almost 30 years. It goes hand in hand. And I've been in crypto hypothetically for about 9 years now, going on 10, cuzzy. So first thing I want to say is I use indicators and previous price action to justify future price action. I never go to the news, and that's what I'm trying to teach you on this channel, right? I don't listen to anyone. I don't. I mean, there are a couple people that, and because the reason why is because they do technical analysis. But anyone else, if I don't see a chart on their screen and indicators, I mean, you're literally just speculating. So here we go, right? So the first thing that I want to explain to you that I'm thinking is this chart right here. This is the monthly chart. The first thing I'm noticing is the RSI making lower highs, right, every time, but the price is going higher and higher each time. Now, the first thing I notice is this is falling, right? So these were around the 98s, this was around the 95, this was around the 92. If I had to assume, this would be around the 91, right? Somewhere around there. So I'm going to use this level right here, regardless of what's going on in the world, in the market, in the news. I'm going to use this range right here, hypothetically, not financial advice, on where I will be taking the most amount of profit out of my hypothetical bags of Bitcoin. So the reason being is because, once again, 2013 till now, this RSI has not lied to us. When it reached this extreme overbought levels here, it was the top of the market post-halving. When it was here, it was post-halving, top of the market. When it was here, right, after the halving, top of the market. And we're here. We're about to break the 70 line, which is extremely bullish. This would be technically the first time that we do that pre-halving. Speculation, stop. This is my speculation on why I think this is happening. The ETF and the news. As the adoption happens of this beautiful asset, more and more people are getting aware of those beautiful orange lines. No one knew about Bitcoin here. Maybe a little bit more adoption here, but it was still not spoken highly about, right? Drugs, Silk Road, yada, yada, yada. This is when people started being like, all right, we should start talking about Bitcoin. I mean, regardless of what people are saying, it was up, 382,000%. At the 20,000 top, it was up 853,000. And then when it went to the 70,000, this is when Wall Street and everyone started saying, yeah, maybe we should start dollar cost averaging in, because it was up, 2.8 million%. Regardless of how you feel, the chart doesn't lie, cuzzy, right? 5 plus 5 is 10, regardless of how you feel. So we're here, right? My next target levels are going to be, we literally just went right to it, the 53,278, and then I'm going to say the 57,961. Once again, yes, we could go 57.9, we could go 61.2, we could go even higher and higher. I'm very good, high 80s percentile of calling the next play. After the next play, it's all speculation, right? I always say it's chess, because in chess you speculate on the moves that are after your next move, right? You prepare, but technically you can only really move one move. In trading, you can only trade the next move. You can't trade the next move. That doesn't make sense. So the next move, once again, is maybe consolidating here and then heading up to the 57.9 to potentially the 58.9. Now, the next thing that I'm noticing is this chart right here. Bitcoin's dominance. Shout out to my supporters that have been around for almost 2 years now. Once again, love you guys, and without you, I'm nothing. So what I'm looking at is hidden bearish divergence. What that shows me is look longer. I said this chart means a lot. It tells you what's going on with alt season right here. Join the Discord. Some person said that the link was expired. If it's true, just email me, whatever it is. I'll send you the link. Take a screenshot, right? So the most important thing is if Bitcoin's dominance is now coming to a halt because we're getting the hidden bearish divergence on the weekly, and Bitcoin continues to stay flat, go up a little bit, we then turn into alt season, right? It's been alt season, right? I mean, when you have coins going up, 40-something% in just a couple of days, and then 70%, and then 140%, just 130 days, that's nice gains, right? So we're coming to a point right now where I think we're here, right? I think we start losing a little momentum and we start like a bull flag, and then eventually you push to the upside. But during this part is when the alts start to fly, because Bitcoin, unfortunately, Bitcoin has 53%, right? That means 53% of the money, cuz it's just in Bitcoin. That's why when you're looking at an alt, you got to look at the alt versus Bitcoin as well as the alt versus the dollar to see what's going on. You want both to go in the same direction. Unfortunately, you have ones like XRP, which it's going kind of sideways, but it's still losing momentum, even though it could have a dead cat bounce. This versus Bitcoin chart will have a huge impact on what the alt will do versus the dollar. So if Bitcoin starts losing momentum, dominance into the alts, and Bitcoin still remains bullish, like I said, to let's just say the 57 to potentially 59,000, that will allow a lot of the alts to pump. XRP pumps less, but I'll talk about that next, right? So that's what I'm looking at with. Get rid of this. With Bitcoin's dominance, I do think we had this nice double bottom. We did have a pump, and because I'm seeing this, right, what I mean by hidden bearish, these waves are now coming down, right? The swings are coming down, but yet these swings are going up, and now we're staying sideways. So what that means is as long as we stay above the zero line, we just will stay flat. That's all that means. And the next thing that I was looking at is this, right? Oversold, overbought, very simple, regardless of the ticker, bro. Right? I went from Bitcoin to Bitcoin's dominance. We're going to go to Gala. It's the same lingo, same process. Once you learn the process, it feels like you got the magic, bro. Trust me. Okay, so Bitcoin's dominance, I think we go flat. This time, once again, went flat for about 200 days. If we did the same here, you're looking at June, July 2024. What happens in May? I don't know, maybe the halvening. So here we go. Here's Gala. The first thing that we're looking at is Gala versus Bitcoin. We're seeing hidden. Okay, you need to start long term. You need to start with longer time frame charts to see the overall long term trend. I haven't said it in a while. Long term trends predict short term outcomes. If the trend on the long time frame is bearish, all of the shorter time frames are going to have bearish outcomes. If the monthly, the weekly, the 2 week, if that's going up and you're in section A, you're going to go up on all of the shorter time frames. So the first thing I see is we are getting the hidden bullish. We are making lower highs and lower lows on the price, but higher lows and higher highs on the MACD and the RSI. So the most important thing is we want to see this RSI again come back up, but then break the zero line. The zero line represents this 0.081. So we will not break this price until we break the zero line. What I think could potentially happen, since we're doing this right now, I think we potentially come back up and then form a nice bottom versus Bitcoin, which will allow, excuse me, this potential inverse head and shoulders to play out and have Gala go back to potentially the 0.35 and maybe break that and head to the 0.43, maybe the greed level of the 0.047. So what we want to see is, once again, this break here, right? This is your first level. 1, 2, I always choose 3 levels because I want my play to hit. This would be 32 to 56 to 82%. You want to make sure your stop loss is below the 0.02 cents because this is your most recent support right here, right there. Excuse me. Right there. Right, and then you have your low, lower low, higher low. Even back to here, you're looking at 29%. That would be my first play, right? The 29%. And then I would, hypothetically might take some profit there, and then once again take profit here, and then take profit here. So Hbar, shout out to the 108 views and the 27 likes. That ratio is insane. Thank you, love you. Eventually, maybe I could start getting some more views and pushing this videos out, etc., etc. But shout out to you guys. We were at 0.082. Right, I said these were potentially the levels that we could go to, and then all of a sudden, wait, that was what? I think it was like 3-4 days ago, and then all of a sudden we go up. Right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? 0.84, 38%. All right, Hbar is done. I start seeing selling pressure. I mean, 38% in just a week or two is absolutely insane, especially for Wall Street players. You're extremely overbought. Once again, you could go to the 75, but I don't chase green candles. Support is going to be 1, 2. I'm going to go from the bottom of these candles, top of these candles, top of these candles. Boom. That's your support. All right, so we're looking at something like, boom, and then eventually you find that support again, and we're up to the races. When? Look at that. April, May, June 2024. Once again, the most important thing is it making higher lows and higher highs? Yup. So what that means is 1, 2, 3, off to the races. XRP. XRP pumps last. It's always been the trend for literally 10 years now, meaning it's the last altcoin that usually pumps. It pumps the hardest, it pumps the fastest, usually pumps in like this. It's like just 1 week and then slow consolidations thereafter. Pump, from like 61 cents to $1.80 and then just slow bleeding thereafter. Pump, and then slow bleeding thereafter. So right here, the most important thing is this weekly chart. I'm curious. You can see here the waves are making lower highs, lower lows, and we're approaching the 50 and approaching the moving average. This is like a pivotal point where it's like if it doesn't break into section A, then that's no good, because then it's getting a double negative rejection here. Like the 50 is a resistance, the moving average is a resistance, this white line is a resistance, so it's like 3 strikes. You don't usually hit a home run. I'm curious to see if it does this. The most important thing is if it does do this, I want to see if it makes a high or low, because eventually this falling wedge will break to the upside. I'm just curious to see if we're going to do this. Right, there's multiple moves that can happen. Once again, we're at resistance again. We called the play from, I think it was 54 to 56. And I'm curious to see if we do this and stop here at the 52 cents level. I'm curious to see if we fall through and then stop here at the 48 cents level. And then I'm curious to see if we do stop here and then we do this and then we pump to 71 cents to 66 to 71 cents. Or I'm curious to see if we fall down to the 48 cents and then we pump to to 65 cents. The reason why I'm saying that is, once again, XRP versus Bitcoin looks absolutely horrible in the long term, bro. I mean, we're in section B, pointing down, pointing down. You know, this blue line was like kind of the line in the sand last time right here, so I'm curious to see if we do have like a little dead cat bounce and then to the downside. I do think if this is the bottom, then we could potentially have a nice run. Okay, the reason why I'm saying that is this needs to happen in order for this, bro. Like, if you want this to do this, that needs to happen. You can't have this happen and we fall into the red and this goes up. It doesn't happen. If this is going down, if you're going down versus Bitcoin, your price, and Bitcoin's going up, right? Your price is going to stay flat. If you're gaining dominance into Bitcoin, right? If you're doing this while Bitcoin's going up, then we're doing this, right? So we want to have both of them going in the same direction. The reason why I'm on the fence a little is because long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. I don't preach this to you and then don't live it, right? So if this looks like poop and looks like volumes coming down and it looks like we're in section B and it looks like we're about to death cross and then this got rejected, broke the moving average and has room to bleed to at least the 41.99 or at least the 40.86. You know, long-term trends will predict the short-term outcomes. Yes, we're extremely oversold, but once again, this did this, we did this, we did this, and now I'm curious to see if we could have a little bounce, but are we going to break this high here? Because we didn't break this high here, we didn't break this high here. So this level right here, from the point zeros 1231 to the point zeros 1364 is going to be a resistance level. And we could have a potential little pump to, let's just say, 59.60 cents. I would set an alert right here at 58 cents. I would not do anything with XRP. Hypothetically, the play is you want to make it break 59 cents. If it breaks the 59 cents, then your buy orders hit. Your sell orders are 11%, 66 cents to potentially 68 cents. But if it doesn't break the 59, this level right here, 59.353, then you have potential to come all the way back down, like I said, to 52.6 or potentially even the 49.2. Because yes, this yellow line is a support level. You can see right there, right? We came down, we found support. We came down, found support. Came down, support. Came down, support. But the long-term trend needs to change because this yellow line will be void, and then we come back down to this support level here, right? Of potentially 48.6 down to 46.0, and we come back to the long-term support level that has been support since June 2022. That's it, folks. You know, the next thing I see after that is if, you know, this is speculation, but this pattern that's playing out is very bearish. It's a descending triangle, usually breaks to the downside, right? We have the if we come back down to the support level, then that completes this descending triangle. Descending triangle is the same lows with descending highs, and this would be like a measured move to the downside. We would break this green support and come back down to the 38 cents to the 32 cents. How does that happen? That happens if we break this blue line and we head back down to down to the red. So if XRP is bleeding against Bitcoin and then Bitcoin starts coming down, if let's just say it tops out here, right? Because once again, it's not confirmed yet, but are we getting hidden bearish on the RSI? Right, price went from 44,000 to 54, but the weekly RSI went from 83 to 80. Still hasn't confirmed yet that this is the next high, but it's looking a little bearish on the short term. Right, we come back down to, what do I say, the 11 and 21 day, lining up with, let's just say, 45,000 to 41,000. Most important thing there is it forms yet another higher low, right? So if it comes down, you're going to get people who know nothing about technical analysis saying, I told you so, it's coming down, but yet you're going to get people like me showing you a chart saying 15,000, 19.5, 25,000, right? 38,000. Now I'm saying 41 to 43, right? Higher lows every time. Orange line right there. Squiggly lines for the win. Love you guys. Long video, 20 minutes. If you appreciate these videos, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, share, help me grow this channel. Love you guys. Enjoy the day. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. Besides that, enjoy the day.